Good morning and welcome back to the channel. I am standing at the Greene County Public Library, Greensboro, Georgia, in front of a Sabal xbrazoriensis that was recently featured on the Palmcast by Tom and Teddy, and I want to thank them right now, so I don't forget, for featuring it. It was very nice to have this palm featured. This is one I planted a long time ago in a story, as maybe some of you are familiar. I planted it along with this Sabal minor here at the public library with their permission, and because I wanted to have a public presence for palms. At the time, there was a really large willow oak, which has now been removed. And for many years, both of the palms kind of languished in the root zone of that. And in fact, the brazoria palm and the Sabal minor were basically indistinguishable until the until the willow oak was removed in 2018, I believe it was. And once that the willow oak was removed, this palm just really started growing by leaps and bounds. And at the same time, I have to say that I started taking a little better care of it. We moved back up here. We lived on the coast for a long time, and we moved back up to Greene County in 2016. So I started looking after it. I do fertilize it, I occasionally prune it. The library does a great job of taking care of it. You can see they put mulch around it and weed it and so forth, but it's always, you know, I don't think they fertilize it, and for many years it didn't get anything. So it's definitely got a lot better care than it used to get. So this is the palm itself, and I thought clear up a little bit of a misconception. There was some question about whether it was actually under the electrical wires, and it's not. Let me get over here where the light is behind me, and you might have a better view of it. And you can see it has a fuller crown at the bottom on this side, because this is a private residence over here, and they don't prune off around it. The library does, because they have a ride mower, and the maintenance guy, you know, prunes it off a little bit so you can get the mower under there. So it doesn't seem to affect it. Looks great. But as you can see, it has a huge full crown all the way to the bottom if left alone, which is definitely not characteristic of Sabal palmetto, at least at this size, or really any Sabal. It's unique in that sense. I've seen a lot of brazorias, and some of them are flat, have kind of a flat leaf, a little more like Sabal minor. Some are highly costopalmate, more like Sabal palmetto, and everything in between. This one definitely is much more palmetto looking, I guess, if you will. But it does have some features that are unique to xbrazoriensis, and one of them is just this enormous full crown. But let me get to the side. You can see, you know, you can see the lines up here going up, and it's close. Yeah, it's close to being where it would intrude on the power lines, but that's going to be a long time, if ever, before it ever would have to be trimmed by the power company. So I'm hopeful that will never be an issue, at least in my lifetime anyway. So we'll take a closer look at the palm, get a little closer to it so you can see it. We'll go over here where there's a little more exposed trunk visible. And it does have a really large trunk. And one of the things that's kind of characteristic of xbrazoriensis is the leaf bases are a little irregular compared to Sabal palmetto. You do see a little more regularity as you get up here, and it's now got about 6 feet of trunk. It's a rough, more or less, maybe a little less than that. You count maybe to right there, that's about 5.5 feet of trunk. At the bottom, you can see here, it's a little, I wish I had a tape measure, but I'll slip off my shoe real quick, and my foot is almost a foot, or right at a foot, and you'll be able to see. So it's got, you know, probably 3 feet with the boots of trunk diameter, which is pretty impressive. for any Sabal that's not one of the Caribbean ones. And one of the other characteristics of Brazoria is it tends to bloom, at least in my experience, a little earlier. And you can see the inflorescences are already way out. Certainly not as far as Sabal minor, but definitely farther than most palmettos, at least in my area, which most of the palmettos they do have emerging inflorescence at this point, but not that far. This one's already out 3 feet. Not quite blooming, but it won't be long now. So we'll back up, get another view. Try not to get the sun too much on us. And there we go. The morning light is not best on this side, so we'll go back around, take another look at it with the sun is behind us as much as we can get it. Definitely better to photograph this palm, at least from that angle, in the afternoon. So there you have it, Sabal xbrazoriensis from Greene County, Georgia. Thankfully, the county and the library have been very kind to this palm, and I don't think it's going to be a problem for the electrical lines, at least for a long, long time. And hopefully it will grace the yard or the landscaping here for many years to come. Once again, thanks to Tom and Teddy for featuring it. If you're interested in ordering one, I do have some in my Etsy shop, tomtropicals.etsy.com, and I've just released those, and it's a great palm. I think everybody should have one. So thanks again for tuning in. Happy gardening.